welcome to Wall Street Confidential. I'm Aaron Task, joined by Jim Cramer. Jim, we get the warning from AMD, warning late yesterday from SAP, and so far at least the damage is contained.
Well, I mean, both of these situations are very challenged businesses for some time. AMD, this is probably the third time that they've had to say this. They're locked in a vicious price war. They've got the same product as Intel, so there really isn't, I mean, it's not differentiable enough. There really isn't any way for them to be able to stem this war. And obviously, it's going to hurt the first quarter of Intel. I would actually bet that Intel reports a good quarter, but then people won't take it up, having run. SAP is a company that I've come to also expect the negative from. I do think that Oracle should go down. Oracle's been marking time. I mean, maybe it's a share take Oracle. We probably had some insight that SAP could go down yesterday when Amdocs blew up. There's like some sort of negativity going on in this customer relations management business that I can't get my arms around. And until I can, I can't recommend anything in that space.
Right, and I know Helene Meisler, longtime contributor from realmoney.com, has been saying Oracle looks like a good short to her. So maybe there's some spillover
I just think
effect.
Oracle moved from 12 to 18. You got a price war in that kind of software, and again, there's very, very similar software. So there's really nothing proprietary. You get a price war and nothing proprietary microprocessors for PCs, and you got to stay away from those. There's enough places where there are no price wars. You don't need a price war.
Right. So backing up to yesterday, you talked about how the bears had been, killed across the board, a number of names.
Yeah.
And today we're seeing these warnings and the damage is contained. Does that mean, are bears defeated here, or is it too early to say?
No, I think that the Bears have to make a stand here. I think that it's Friday afternoon, and you got to knock some stuff down soon. You got to try to make it look like it's more than just AMD. I would, if I were a short seller, come in very hard and smash the MASH, the Morgan Stanley index. I think that would be a good use of money. Maybe lay on the QQQQs. I would think that that's something else I'd have to do. I really have to shake things out before next week. Next week, obviously, options expiration week. Maybe I buy some puts underneath Intel, scare people there. Microsoft 30 puts, betting that I could spread a rumor that there's more problems with Vista. But it's a tough road for the shorts right now because there's a lot of money that has just started coming in. So but they can take it down on a Friday, but maybe spread some terrorism rumors too. But I don't trust it for the Bears right here.
Right. If you're a bear, do you go back to the Apple well? And there's people talking about the options backdating
issue. You call the press lawsuit, and you say, listen, I was speaking with some people in the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they're really going to go after him. That's an easy call to make. I feel that I have felt that Apple had a big run off of a product that is not going to ship yet, and I still continue to think that. So I wouldn't mind stepping back for 2-3 points. Apple, let them do their damage, and then come right back. And
you think Jobs survives all this?
These cases have all been decided about whether the board throws you under the bus or not, and the board has already said no. A witness in United Health where the board threw him under the bus. As long as you're not thrown by the board, you're going to get in. The government has enough problems trying to prove cases where the board has disassociated. Very difficult to get to prove a case when the board is endorsed.
Okay, switching gears a little bit, I want to talk about ConocoPhillips, the buyback announcement. We're getting a rebound here in some of the oil stocks.
Conoco's being punished, as is Occidental, as is Anadarko, by companies that did acquisitions at or near the height. I think Conoco made a decision. There was a fabulous meeting in December where they said, listen, we're no longer going to just make acquisition after acquisition. Now we're going to start concentrating on the shareholders. But it's too little too late. You get a nice bounce in Conoco. Maybe it bounces 65, but then you got to go again because without a dividend of some size, there really is no cushion here. The buybacks have proven to be somewhat futile in the face of both ETF selling and mutual fund selling. I think there's a perception. Most mutual funds, I believe, are closet chartists. The charts look really bad.
And the charts look bad, you were saying.
Having been around enough and serviced enough big mutual funds and known people who've run those desks, those places are far less rigorous than you think for the most part. And they look at the charts and then they come up with a reason to sell. They would be at hedge funds if they had more backing or
acumen,
rigor.
Yes. Okay, Well, speaking of rigor and acumen, final thing I want to talk about, JPMorgan downgrading Blockbuster, which is up, Netflix, which is down.
Barton Crockett doing that. He used to be at MS. He's a reporter. He fortunately was saying it was a buy going into the turn. I bumped into, just happened to, obviously I had Andy Acco on the show last night. I questioned why Andy Acco, if there was going to be a big shortfall, would come in with such bold moves on my show. He has used my show several times as a venue to be able to say that the bears are wrong. Why reload last night? Why not just lay low?
Right.
I feel like that he has a tremendous handle on his business on a day-to-day basis. The Crockett thing was based on a survey, and the survey may or may not be right. We've seen a lot of surveys be wrong lately, like the ADP survey. I just don't see the bear case here until the stock goes appreciably higher.
Okay, and in the game of former journalists I've worked with them both, I think you take Cramer over Crockett.
Well,
Jim?
look, Crockett, does he do quality work? I frankly don't know. I think he had a survey, and the survey said take profits. And there was a survey recently about the iTunes doing badly. It was probably about 15 points ago for Apple. And again, that's the kind of thing where I just feast off of, because the methodology of the survey is usually corrupt. And the opportunity for anybody who takes these surveys to give themselves hype in order to get more business can never be overlooked. If I were in the survey business, I would constantly be trumpeting my even my most false conclusions, because I know I have to meet my bogey too. And I think we often forget that the actual rightness or wrongness is always secondary to trying to get the big commission.
Right, and these survey companies are in the business to make money.
Yeah, well, that's their job. Their job is not to make you money. Their job is to make themselves money. And I think we always have to, with a very cynical and skeptical attitude, recognize that quality work is indistinguishable from lack of quality work, as long as you're a good salesperson.
All right, Jim, thanks very much.
Thank you.